So I'm trying to sell my house and signed a bunch of papers and had them FedExed off to the buyer. And apparently the FedEx truck got into an accident. So now I'm sitting around at home waiting for the notary to show up so I can sign all this stuff again. In the meantime, I thought I'd make this little video um, showing the effect of my morphing nebula a little better. The way this thing works, each nebula is represented by a series of planes that are all at different angles, and each plane has on it a semi-transparent texture of some kind of nebulous looking stuff. And so previously I would just set several of these kinds of balls of planes full of nebula out in space, and you would drive through them or whatever. So all I did to do this morphing, and the other neat thing about it was the planes, the more oblique or more edge on the planes were to your field of view, the more transparent they were. So as they approach edge on, they become very much transparent, and as they're more perpendicular to you, they are more opaque. So all I did for the morphing effect was I gave each of these balls of planes, and in this thing you're looking at right here, there may be, I don't know, 10 balls of 6 or 8 planes each ball. We can take a look at that. Let's see, how do I do this? So this is, you can see the billboard wireframe. So this is the billboards of all the nebulae. So all I did to make it morph was each ball of planes sort of expands and contracts to plus or minus 20% of some nominal size according to a sine wave. So it's kind of pulsating, growing larger and smaller. And the other thing I did was I gave each ball of planes a kind of arbitrary spin, so it's rotating slowly. And as it rotates, the planes do the trick where they're more or less transparent, depending on if they are facing perpendicular to your field of view or if you're viewing them edge on. And as they're edge on, they're more transparent. So that's how this thing works. So it's real simple. And the morphing effect is essentially, from a computational standpoint, very cheap, because it's not really doing any more work than it's doing in the non-morphing case, which is to say, not that it's not doing a lot of work with all that alpha blending, but it's not doing, whether they're rotating or pulsating doesn't make much difference as far as the work done is concerned. So it's, as an effect goes, it's fairly cheap. As we drive through this thing, you're probably going to see some artifacts, because I don't remember the details now, and Jeremy did more of this work than did all this work, really. So you see these kind of lines that you're seeing. That is due to dividing the Z buffering, I think, into 2 phases. The near stuff and the far stuff, and those edges you're seeing are the boundary between those 2 planes. So this is what it's like to drive through this nebula. It would be a lot better if I could get rid of those lines, but that's really hard. Now if we look through with the guns, we can see what it looks like as we drive through. side. I manually added a lot of nebulas into this. Yeah, those lines are annoying. Oh well. As you get far away and everything goes into the far Z buffer, it starts looking a lot better. Anyway, it's a pretty cool effect.